official actual link. Because I didn't even go all the way when I first dropped the link.
I just really wanted to. I live life with no regrets, so I don't regret it.
Why would I be doing that when I could post it for a bunch of guys who don't even know me and would do anything?
So, if you somehow missed it, Rockelle dropped her OF link not long ago, and I feel like a lot of people reacted, but I didn't actually stop to think about what just happened, because this wasn't quiet, and it definitely wasn't random. The signs were there for a while, especially once she started hanging out with members of the DOPH house. That alone had people already guessing where this was headed, whether anyone wants to admit that or not. Now, Piper is saying that she made millions from the launch, and even though she didn't drop it exactly at midnight like Lil Tay did, but she did still drop it, and the money started coming in fast either way. And how much she actually made though? That is still debatable. But here's where I stopped caring about the exact number, because that's not even the part that matters. The question nobody is really asking is way more uncomfortable than how many millions she made. Who are these subscribers? These aren't new viewers. These are people who have been watching her for years, back when she was still a minor. And now suddenly, they're right there, ready, waiting.
Biggest regrets in 2025. First, not dropping that link earlier. But I should have just really full throttled that shit. I was just trying to really make sure I thought I was gonna lose everything.
Let's talk about the age thing for a second, because this is where everything starts feeling off for a lot of people. Piper didn't really give adulthood any time to settle in. There wasn't a moment to breathe, no slow transition, no space where things eased into something new. She turned 18 and the content was already there, ready to go. And naturally, that made people ask the question nobody wanted to say out loud, but everyone is thinking anyway. If the content is ready the second someone turns legal, when was it planned? Like seriously, when were those pictures taken? Because content like that doesn't just show up overnight. It takes time. It's planned, it's shot, edited, and lined up in advance. And once you start thinking about that, the whole thing gets uncomfortable really fast. Because if some of those photos were taken before she actually turned 18 and then posted right after, that means the people consuming it immediately weren't just casually clicking out of curiosity. They were waiting. And that's not a great look, no matter how you try to spin it. And then there's the behind the scenes clips, which honestly made it worse. You could see some of those shots happening before her birthday. She wasn't 18 yet, and the photographer was an adult. Now, that alone isn't the issue, because adults take photos all the time. The issue is the way that the photos are being taken. The posing, the pauses, the expression she's being guided into. I'm sorry, but even if I were the one behind the camera, I would be uncomfortable. Like, why are we doing all of this right now? And knowing that these photos exist, knowing when they were taken, and then seeing how fast everything went live after her birthday, yeah. As of right now, her page reportedly has 21 photos and 5 videos. And again, the exact number isn't even the main point. It's the timing of all that keeps coming back up. Then you look at her Instagram, and that just adds another layer. Her recent posts are way more suggestive than what she used to put out. More skin, different poses, a very different energy. And it kind of makes you pause and wonder, if this is what's being posted publicly for free, what exactly is behind that paywall? And here's what really caught my attention. The comments aren't even cheering her on like you'd expect. They're uncomfortable. One person straight up said she still looks like a little kid, OMG. And someone replied with what a lot of people were already thinking, saying, because she is. I don't know how 18 is considered an adult. I mean, it's 18 for a reason. All these weirdo dudes just use it as an excuse to hide the fact that they like little. Another comment said, it's like watching an 8-year-old try to act like an adult. Yikes. A lot of viewers are not impressed. Now, as if all of that wasn't already enough, Piper went ahead and involved her grandmother in promoting her page. Yeah, her grandma. And just saying that out loud already sounds unthinkable, but she actually did it. Her grandma has been featured in the content regularly, and not like once as a joke, not twice as a cameo, but over and over again. And I'm sorry, that is just really strange. Maybe I was raised differently, but if you truly love someone in your family, I don't understand why you would ever want to involve them in something like this, especially something like OF, where the entire point is selling access to your body for money. That is not empowering family bonding. That's business.
Grandma, how much do you think I'm gonna make January 1st?
I think the number that's coming in my head is 2 million.
2 million?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, buddy.
And let's be real for a second, the only reason you would actively support a family member doing that kind of content is if there's some kind of benefit for you too. Now, Piper did say she wanted to retire her grandma. And on camera, her grandma seemed very happy about it, smiling, supportive, cheering her on, but the whole thing felt off, very scripted. And the fact that she's willing to be part of the content at all kind of tells you she doesn't just know what Piper's doing, she approves of it.
I'm gonna like retire you.
You're gonna retire
You don't
me.
have to work like.
Is this another prank?
It brings me like, it pains me to know that you like work all the time and you have, you know, your knees hurt, and it's sad for me to have to watch you work all the time.
If this is a joke, I'm gonna kill you.
It's not a joke, baby.
You're gonna do this for me?
Divorce.
And guys, at this point, that shouldn't even surprise anyone. Because remember Tiffany, Piper's mom? She's been accused for years of becoming Piper and preparing her for this exact path since she was a child. That conversation didn't start yesterday, it's been floating around for a long time. Not to mention, several former squad members have accused Tiffany of and mistreatment during the time they were filming together. And of course, Piper came out defending her mom, saying she doesn't need saving and she's okay and people should stop hurting her mom, which, okay, that's her side, that's what she says. But one of the allegations that really stuck with people was when a plaintiff claimed Tiffany said she was mailing Piper's underwear to a grown man who liked to snip it. So when you zoom out and look at everything together, it starts to feel like this didn't just start now. This goes way back. Piper might be where she is today because this kind of environment was allowed from the very beginning. First by her mom, and now very openly by her grandma. And then there's the content itself. Because whether anyone wants to admit it or not, a lot of it didn't stay behind a paywall for very long. It started popping up on Reddit almost immediately. And as y'all know, once something hits Reddit, it becomes way more accessible. Anyone can see it, anyone can save it, anyone can share it, which honestly defeats the whole point of even having it behind the paywall in the first place.
Yeah, this is how I know y'all just be saying shit. Like, this is why none of your things that you say actually affect me. Because this has literally, like, I just don't even
This situation isn't shocking because Piper made money. That part isn't surprising at all. What's actually disturbing is who was ready to spend it and how fast they showed up the second she dropped that link. You can argue legality all day. You can argue choice. You can argue that she's 18 and technically allowed to do whatever she wants. And sure, all of that might be true on paper, but that doesn't mean the whole thing feels right. Now, I'm curious what you think about this because this isn't one of those stories where there's a clear answer. Do you think this was inevitable? Do you think the adults around her failed her? Let me know in the comments because I know this one is going to split opinions. And honestly, this doesn't feel like the end of the conversation. It feels like the beginning of something we're only just starting to see.